Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Hafsa Khurishi here, GP and life coach. And today I just wanted to share a really useful concept with you that's really helped me in my parenting. And it's a useful concept just generally if you want to support others and help build their self-esteem. And the concept is this: when in your parenting, when you're supporting your children, or if you're supporting others generally, give them the minimal support so that they can do it for themselves. I love this idea. I didn't even learn this from a parenting book. I learned it from a self-development, in my coaching courses. But I've especially applied this in my parenting, and I found it really, really useful, which is why I wanted to share it. So what do I mean by this? Give minimal support so that they can do it for themselves. So what that means is, just give them when you're supporting people, when they're learning a new skill, just give them just enough support so that they can actually do it for themselves. And so for example, with my 2-year-old, when she wants, is changing her clothes, I'm letting it, she's wanting to now, change herself more and more, like attempt to change herself. So obviously she can't change herself by herself, but I'm giving her just enough support so that, so that she feels she's doing it for herself. So I'm letting her do what she can for herself, but I'm there supporting her, guiding her, watching her, and then just intervening only sort of when I need to support her. But then so she feels that mostly she's done it herself, and then I am giving her a big clap afterwards. And what that does is it builds her self-esteem, self-confidence. When we're playing games, doing puzzles, I'm not doing it all for her. But just giving her that little bit of support where she needs the help, to make it easier to ease that, so that she can do it for herself as much as possible, inshallah, without getting frustrated. And I mean, I'm giving that's an example with my 2-year-old, but this applies across all ages. So when the kids are a bit older and they're doing their homework, if they come to you and they're stuck, don't do it for them, but instead ask them questions, prompt them so that they can figure it out for themselves, so that they can do it for themselves. Because if you do it for them, what's going to happen is they'll either get frustrated, or they'll give up, or they'll just feel like they're not good enough, or they can't do it. With my daughter, if I just try and then start trying to dress her, she just gets like, I want to do it. So that you'll face that. Or if older kids, if for example, if you do their homework for them or figure out the problem for them, they're not going to build their self-esteem. They're not going to build that skill. So give them just enough support by asking questions, prompting, so that they can figure out for themselves. Older children as well, teenagers, they might be starting to face more moral dilemmas, emotional dilemmas. So, ask them questions, help them figure out the problem with their friend or whatever, for themselves, by asking them questions, supporting them, rather than sort of telling them directly what to do, if that makes sense. So giving that minimal support so that they can solve that problem, solve that issue for themselves, is a hugely useful concept that I found that I wanted to share with you. And benefits, as I say, it builds self-esteem and confidence in your child or in the person you're supporting. It actually means over time that then you'll actually have to do less work, because you're just sort of watching them. So you're not doing it for them, you're just sort of watching them, guiding them. So it's less kind of physical work, if you like, for you. And over time they'll build that skill, so that over time as well, less work for you. And also, one of the other things I like about this concept, or this tool in parenting, is that it forces you to be present with that person that you're supporting, rather than just taking off, doing the puzzle for them. So you're not actually focusing on the person you're with, or the child you're with. You're actually focusing on the child and their thought processes and how they're figuring things out for themselves. And that process of supporting them through it, coaching them through it, you're building then that connection with that person as well. So that, and then when they do the thing and you clap them and you encourage them, then what will happen is they'll feel good around you, because you helped them through it, and they had that win with you. And as you clap for them then, and they feel good about themselves around you, then that's building that connection with them as well. So many benefits, inshallah, of this approach. And really, if you take this approach, or this idea that I'm going to, as much as possible, I'll give people minimal support so they can do it for themselves, but always try and help people in this way, inshallah, you'll become a really, really valuable person for those around you, inshallah. So hope you find that useful, that quick tip. If you want to learn more mindsets and habits of success from me, please feel free to check out my free webinar on this topic, mindsets and habits of success for professional Muslim women. And yeah, if you need any support from me, with in optimizing your mental and physical health, or your productivity, or your relationships, just send me a direct message, inshallah. Take care for now. Assalamu alaikum.